I'm Mint Salad and I saw The Mummy. It is directed by Steven Sommers, who also did G.I. Joe. I did a review right here. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. This was a request by somebody on my Patreon. If you'd like to request a movie, you can go do that at patreon.com/ASEPresents. If you haven't seen this movie, I will spoil it for you. The movie starts, we're seeing a flashback in time, okay? This is a pretty cool establishing of ancient Egypt. We're seeing these guys. Oh, there's a really bad dude, right? Bad dude who's having an affair with the pharaoh's chick. Yo, that's not cool. Hey, we gotta stop the pharaoh from executing me, so I gotta execute him. I think that's the line of reasoning for them murdering the pharaoh, and of course that gets a bunch of the bodyguards on their butt. I don't know if I'd be in this situation, mainly because I feel like I wouldn't have the social skills to pick up this really cute chick in the first place. Maybe I do. I don't know yet. I have autism. I'm kind of socially awkward about stuff. But you know, this dude has game, and he's like, all right, murder, death, kill the pharaoh. And of course, he escapes. He's able to like run away while she stabs herself, which I found to be very painful, like in a surrogate way. I actually didn't get stabbed. It was more like she got stabbed. I was like, man, why would you do that? Is that like the most effective way to get rid of yourself? I mean, she's now gone, but he's sure that he's able to resurrect her, and he tries, he really does try. It's a whole like, oh, I'm gonna steal the body and place it here. Okay, now he's gonna try to resurrect her, and bodyguards stop him in time, and she's able to not be alive. And so the bodyguards mummify him and put him in a bunch of flesh-eating scarabs coffin. It's really brutal. I found this to be very horrifying because I don't like bugs, okay? Especially flesh-eating bugs, which I didn't know existed, but that makes sense. They're big. You have a guy who might be like 6 foot, right? He's in a coffin wrapped in some sort of cloth. And then we have a bunch of bugs poured on him, which seem to be maybe 1 inch, 2 inches long per bug, and there's a ton of them, and I'm like, oh God, oh no, ew, no, I don't want to see that. Every time I think of The Mummy, I think of that scene, because it's so horrifying. All right, and then he gets buried. By the way, he's alive while this happens, so this is a very torturous scene for this evil guy who murder, death, killed the pharaoh, which is not good, by the way. I totally get it. It's like justice. But then we flash forward to 3,000 years in the future. Oh man, a bunch of people who have known nothing about what is happening underneath the lands that the narration says, oh, for 3,000 years, we've had people fighting over this land and not knowing what evil lies underneath or something like that. I was like, oh boy, some really dumb guy is gonna release this guy. You know what happens? It's actually a chick who does it. I'll explain to you why women are the biggest problem in the universe. Yet again, in this movie is evidence for that. Okay, so first of all, we have 2 groups. We have some pompous group plus like a chick. Okay, that's fine, I guess. And then we have some American travelers who's also being led by this guy who's kind of arrogant. He's like, he kind of seems shady. They just kind of want to look for treasure. That's fine. If their motivation is that, then I'm fine with that. Okay, then gotta go explore this place. One goes to a place where there's just things and stuff, which is more interesting than where the other people go, which is where the bad guy, you know, the guy, arrogant American dude, yeah, he's there, finds a bunch of jars full of organs, which I know this is like, you know, a practice in ancient Egypt, but I still find the concept to be kind of gross. I'm squeamish though, so I don't watch medical shows either for that reason. So of course, we have the chick, she finds a book, she starts reading it. And this guy who is supposed to never reach Earth, he's been underground for 3,000 years, is now back. And he's like, okay, I'm weak, but you know what will gain my strength back? I'm gonna murder, death, kill all these Americans. And I'm like, man, I know that they kind of deserve it, but at the same time, you're kind of a bad dude. Like, you're really bad. You just wanna, I don't know what your motivation is now. I don't know what the expiration dates for collecting a soul from the dead is, because your girl has been dead for 3,000 years now. I don't know if she can be recovered from the soul place that easily. I don't know how in this world, how death works. I'm not well researched on it. These are just questions that I have while I'm watching the movie. Oh man, but there is a good amount of kickiness and fightiness. I mentioned the big bad guy. He's like, oh, I see the chick who read me awake. I'm gonna need you. I'm gonna murder, death, kill all of your people. I'm gonna need you. But she's like, hey, I'm gonna come. And is she effectively adult napped? Might be the official term because she's an adult and she's being napped by the guy. But is okay, real question here, okay? Is her leaving voluntary or is it forced? I feel like the context would provide that it is forced, but she's like consenting into going with this guy. But it's to save the rest of the people. So now we have, oh, we gotta go find her. We gotta go back. We gotta go into the ruins where this guy is laying. We gotta go grab her. That's fine. We also have, did I mention the Americans that all died except for one? The guy, he kind of is like, hey, I'll be your number 2 guy. And so he just wants treasure. Of course, with his desire to treasure, when Evelyn is her name, when Evelyn is eventually returned to her family and not in the hands of this guy, we gotta really find a way to get rid of this guy, but there's a certain book. There's a certain book that will stop him. I don't remember the name of the book, but I do remember it was very important. The books, they allow him to be immortal if you read it from a book, read some passage from a book. And I really like the process. It's very actiony, it's very, oh goodness, high tension. Are they going to be able to stop this guy? Spoiler, yes. He has the passage read to him, and they get stabbed, and then he walks backwards into the soul pit, and then he dies. And it's like, man, he should have just stayed gone. This wasn't like a good resolution for him. I don't think he would have liked this run of life if he had another chance at it, because it ended so quickly. It started and ended in like probably pain. I mean, I know he's like strong. He was strong for a few days, but he's kind of got strong really fast and then got knocked down really fast as a result. So I like how all the characters were at the end. They got camels. Camels are cool. You know what? I don't think I've seen a movie where there were camels, or at least not a movie that I can recall at this moment, but I really like the camels. The camels look really cute. I would honestly pet a camel's hump, you know, where they store the water. How do they store the water there, by the way? I only know that they store water in the humps, but I don't know the scientific process of how they do it, like the biological processes of how. Man, I gotta do more research on camels now. Unless you got some research on camels, camel facts, leave them in the comments. And then you can share a kiss. It's beautiful. I like, you got a party of 3. You got Evelyn and the big guy that she's like the arm piece. I'm gonna call him the arm piece because he's like really just like masculine and strong. And she's like, oh, I'm gonna kiss you, wow, epic. And then you got the third wheel. He's like, oh, I'm gonna kiss you, camel. And then the camel breath stinks and his mouth is open. I'm like, I found that to be hilarious, and then that's how the movie ends. Man, this movie was very fun to watch. It was a lot of exploring, like all the journey and action that I mentioned before earlier in the video still applies. I really like the resolution of the characters, even if their journey wasn't like necessarily fulfilled by a sense of, oh, well, I gotta go do this because my loved one died or something. It wasn't like that hard, but you know, it was still like, oh, we gotta do some research, I need some information. But you know, the guys who got murder, death, killed for treasure, that was kind of dumb. Would you want to risk your life for some treasure? This colorful movie was very yellow, and also the shadows were pretty nice. I liked whenever there were like some hue to the shadows, it complemented to the kind of the yellow goldish scheme. It was very nice skyline of like the pyramid. Yeah, I liked that. I didn't know too much about the characters. I wish I knew more. I wish there was more backstory on them. But this was a fun, action-packed film to just be like, yeah, I like that. That was nice. And so I gotta give this movie like a solid 7 out of 10. If you like this video, watch another one. Like it, comment, subscribe, share this video with everyone you know. YouTube really likes that, so it really helps with the daily grindiness of all the daily movie reviews. You wanna know why? Because the ultimate goal of this YouTube channel is for me to become an expert movie reviewer. So if I haven't reviewed it on the channel, there's a chance I haven't seen it at all. If you'd like to request a movie, you can do that in the comments below. You can fast track a movie review request at patreon.com/ASEPresents for $20 a month, 1 movie review per 1 month, or $3 a month for 250 vlogs that are up there. Plus, the how to draw Pokemon tutorials will be posted there first on patreon.com/ASEPresents. And if you'd like to help support the daily grindiness of all of these daily movie reviews, you can go to this link tree. My Fansly is free to follow. That is my main site. It really helps with the daily grindiness of all these daily movie reviews. So go here. And until next time, I'm in salad sauce. See you later, my salad croutons bacon bits. I'm gonna be a mummy now. I'm cosplaying as a mummy.